Hello, YouTube. Happy Veterans Day to all of you veterans out there that fought in our wars. Thank you for your service. Thank you for keeping America safe, and thank you for all of the things that you do for us so that we can stay safe in the USA. Thanks very much. Now, I'm doing a review of another divisive movie, but it's not really that American, but hey, I'm going to do it anyway. I don't care. This is a 2018 movie that I know that my friend Josh did not care for. Trust me, Josh, you're not alone. This movie is as divisive as they come. No, I've never seen the original, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, or the remake with Rooney Mara, but I wanted to give this one a shot just as a standalone sequel, because basically that's what it is. This has barely any connection to the first movie, and that is The Girl in the Spider's Web. God, what a waste of time this was. I really thought this would be a decent action movie, but there's a reason John Wick is still going strong and this movie flopped. Because John Wick is interesting. John Wick is freaking badass. The action is R rated and it's not mean spirited. This movie has mean spirited all over it. And it's based on a book series from Sweden that this is the fourth book in the series, but I never read the books either because it just didn't interest me. It's a really emo freaking bisexual woman with like piercings on her face and no emotion and just like really pale. I can like pale chicks, but they have to have that emotion and they have to have some kind of level of personality, a nice smile. I'm gonna say this right now: Claire Foy is a boring lead. If you thought Felicity Jones sucked in Rogue One, Levy, I'm definitely Levi. I forgot. I don't know how to say your first name, Levy, or I'll just say Levy. She was awful in Rogue One. She has that deer in the headlights look, and this girl is even worse. Look at those dead eyes. She's like no emotion whatsoever. The whole movie, she's just got that blank face the whole time, and it's just a waste of time. This is an awful freaking movie. I'm glad that it failed critically and financially. This movie was 117 minutes. That's almost 2 hours of pain. Because literally, there's nothing joyful. Nobody smiles in this movie. Everybody's dead serious. The plot drags. And people were praising Foy's performance. What performance? Her dead eyes look that every single one of these Brits have done? Yeah, not for me, guys. I need girls with emotion. Liz Gillies in Victorious was emo and was a better character than this. Because at least Liz Gillies had like a beautiful smile, has gorgeous eyes, and milky skin. Here, this girl is pale as a ghost, and I feel like she's going to die at any moment. And the action is so underwhelming. It is. This movie came out last November in 2018, so about a year ago. It was a box office bomb. Good. Go screw yourselves, Hollywood, for casting these lifeless robots. And it made $35 million worldwide. Yeah, if the movie cost $5 million, it would be a hit. This cost 43 million. Nobody cared about a sequel 8 years later or 7 years later with a new actress instead of bringing Rooney Mara back. As much as Rooney Mara has a lot of bad movies in her repertoire, at least Rooney Mara is a better looking chick than this lady. And she got an Oscar nomination for that. Whether she deserved it or not, that's up to debate. It's divisive, but at least she got something. This girl was completely forgotten. The story is in Stockholm, Sweden. Bless that place because thanks to places like that, we have people that can act from there, like Rebecca Ferguson. Vigilante hacker Lisbeth Salander, sounds like a Harry Potter character, is hired by a computer program, Franz Balder, to retrieve Firefall, a program capable of accessing the world's nuclear codes. You mean like Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol? Huh? I've seen this kind of movie already, Hollywood. I'm not stupid. That's a better freaking movie. Nuclear codes. I saw that in Ghost Protocol and in Fallout. I've seen that. Those silver balls are bombs. Again, I've seen it already. Thank you very much. God, this is so stupid. Sony, you really need to stop making movies. The only good thing you've done is video game systems and an animated Spider-Man movie. That's it. I'm not counting the Homecoming and Far From Home because that's Marvel's. They're the ones that execute the movies. You just distribute them. They're the ones that put the effort. You don't put effort. Fembusters, this freaking movie, Venom, and freaking Morbius coming out next year, and Jumanji, I think is also that. I'm like, just stop. You can't produce good movies anymore, Sony. You were better when you were independently making movies, not when you're a studio that even Disney wouldn't want anything to do with you. But yeah, this movie just it sucks. It's so dull and so lifeless. They're in the snow and there's no life to it. The action scenes are just so boring. The rest of the cast do nothing for me. You have Stephen Merchant. I don't like him. I've hated him ever since Tooth Fairy. You have Sverrir Gunnarson as Mikhail Blomkvist. Excuse me, I don't know how to speak these languages, so I don't know how to say their names. You have Lakeith Stanfield as Edwin. He's forgettable. I don't remember who. He's tracking Salander. You have Sylvia Hoeks. Now, I remember her, and she's not Swedish. She's from the Netherlands. She was that really attractive woman in Blade Runner 2049. Hollywood, that's another thing you need to stop doing. Stop casting women that are attractive as villains because I'm going to be more aroused than threatened. Look at this woman's face. So gorgeous. She's 36 years old from the Netherlands. That's the same place that Rugger Hauer, may he rest in peace as well, was from. So see, she's very attractive, and you waste her. She's in like a couple scenes. She had more to do in that movie, in Blade Runner 2049 as the villain. You also have Vicky Creeps as Erica Berger. You got as one of the publisher of Millennium. That's the same book company that made the books. Claes Bang as Jan Holster, and Christopher Convery as August. Yeah, there's a bunch of people. There's nobody here that I recognize except for Stephen Merchant. He's awful, and Sylvia Hoeks, who was underused, and I think she dies in the movie. It's just a joyless freaking movie. Let's read the synopsis here. That you gotta hear this. A 40%. The Girl in the Spiderwebs focus on the action elements of his source material for a less complex and only sporadically effective franchise reboot. A reboot, not a sequel to the first one, huh? At least that movie had Daniel Craig and it had Rooney Mara. There's only things in that movie that I'm not a fan of. There's a raping scene which I'm not a fan of here. There's this BDSM kind of like freaking thing that they put Lisbeth in, and it's awful. She looks like she's wearing a garbage bag, and she's like, so that's your great performance. Somebody getting covered in a garbage bag and going help, help, help me in a stupid accent that she can't pull off. There's a reason that she didn't do a Star Wars movie, guys. Just look at this boring, boring face. Tell me if this gets you hard, because it doesn't get me. Dead in the water. Look at that. Pale as a ghost. She looks like Gillian Anderson's sister with not an ounce of emotion on her face. And she had a messy divorce last year. That didn't help her either. Stop casting Brits in freaking leads that we don't need them in. There's a reason a lot of them bombed. This bombed. Venom bombed critically. Not financially, but critically. The freaking whatchamacallit, Pacific Rim Uprising. You put Bayenga in there and he destroyed it. This is Veterans Day. I'm thinking about America, not those crackerjacks over there. And these movies, yeah, they keep bombing because they have these foreigners that can't act and they look like a deer in the headlights. I need more than that. The Mandalorian, yes, it's a show that has a Mexican guy as a Mandalorian. It could be interesting though, and it's a show. Shows don't count; they're shorter. Movies, I want my entertainment to be good. I'm not going to waste $15 on some freaking craptastic foreign actor that can't emote for the first almost 2 hours. I already had that 4 years ago, and you know what I'm talking about. The only thing Stephen Merchant did that was good was Logan, and he's not in the film that much. And he dies because everybody dies in that, almost, except for the kids. But yeah, here this movie sucks. If you've seen the remake from 2011 or the original with Numi Rapace, stick with those. Don't watch this one. This is a boring, soulless, lifeless freaking mess of a film where the action is underwhelming. Yes, it has violence, but if I don't care about the character being this emo chick that has no, yes, she was sexually assaulted. That sucks. So was Caitlin Devers in Unbelievable, but she gives a compelling performance. That's what Josh said anyway. Here, Elizabeth, I could give a rat's ass about her. She's just dull and lifeless and doesn't do anything. Just that same emotion on her face. I'm sick of that. I already suffered through that with freaking Man of Steel and with some parts of BVS and freaking Fan Snore Stick. I'm tired of these soulless, boring freaking movies, guys. Show some emotion on your face. See, I can do it too. The Joker, he does a smile like this. He laughs a lot. Joaquin, the entire freaking movie shows emotion. He's not a zombie. He's not doing this for 2 hours. No, he actually has some soul in this inside of him. The dance he does like this. That's soulful. That's actually good to watch. That's art. This is boring. What can I say about this movie? It's shot well. There's a lot of good shots in there. The director, Fede Alvarez, I think he did Don't Breathe and Evil Dead. The guy has an eye for detail. He can get really good shots, and cinematography is great, but the movie's boring. And even when Lisbeth gets out of that garbage bag, it's like covering her face, and she looks like a gimp. Yeah, that's what I want to see in my action movie, a freaking gimp. I told you I'm not into BDSM, guys. I never will be. Pain and pleasure don't mix. They don't at all. But anyway, this movie sucks, guys. If you haven't seen it, don't waste your time. Don't watch it on Netflix. Don't rent it on Hulu or Vudu. Don't watch it on cable. Don't waste your time watching this anywhere. It's a waste of your freaking time. And who wrote this movie? Fade also wrote it, and Jay Basu and Stephen Knight. What did this guy do? I'm telling you, these people just don't know what they're doing. Gypsy Woman, Dirty Pretty Things, Amazing Grace, Eastern Promises, Closed Circuit. I've never even heard of half of these movies. Serenity, the movie that completely bombed this year. You got the writer from Serenity to write this piece of garbage. Yeah, this movie is just, it's uneventful. And if you saw it, I feel sorry for you because this movie just, it did nothing for me. I thought it would be some fun, mindless action movie. Lucy was better than this. At least Scarlett Johansson's not a zombie in that and has some emotion on her face. This girl with her stupid haircut, yeah, she doesn't even look like Rooney Mara in the first one. And I know it's based on a different book, but come on. David Fincher directed that. He's a great director. He has a great eye for detail. I love The Social Network, even though I can't stand Garfield in it. But at least that movie was good. This is boring and uneventful, and it deserved to bomb. And Claire Foy, you can't act. You can't. Plain and simple. You look like a deer in the headlights. So you like Felicity Jones's bastardized sister, and you freaking have no emotion on your face. You have no screen presence. You're not badass. You're just a skinny chick with pale skin that can't act. Yeah, I haven't seen that in every other KK Wars movie in this decade. Felicity Jones and She Should Never Be Named and Emilia Clarke. I'm done, guys. Done. Sick and tired of these people. You know why I like Tom Holland? Because he acts emotion on his face. Or Benedict Cumberbatch. And he had to play the first Doctor Strange movie barely using his hands. But I bought it. Here, this girl can't act. That's why First Man flopped. That's why this flopped. And that's why she bombed in SNL. Because she can't act, guys. No charm whatsoever. Freaking useless crackerjack. But it's fine. It's Veterans Day. I don't want to go too hard on Claire Foy. She failed, and there's a reason she's not in anything big next year. And thank God, because I don't need any more zombies in my freaking movies. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Take care. Have a good Veterans Day. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Hopefully, review something better, because this was definitely divisive. Because some people like this movie, I didn't. It bored me to death. And the critics, and the audiences that saw it in the theater. All three of you. Well, see you guys later.